This is the Big Brain Time Debate Podcast. Where have me and Joey gone? I don't know. Maybe we died. No, we haven't. We're right here.
I never die.
This is the Big Brain Time Debate Podcast. And today we are arguing, would you rather die young or live forever? I'm Seth.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Joey.
Myra.
I'm on the side of die young. I've got my party fanny pack going. I'm ready to just jump off a cliff and drink five-hour energies in a row and see what happens.
I don't know if that's going to go too long, but okay.
I don't think you're gonna live long, bud.
You'll fulfill your side of the debate.
I mean, if you're going to go out, you might as well go out on a caffeine high, so why not?
So yes, me and Kyle are on the side of die young.
And
Ira
and I are wanting to live forever, wanting to be immortal.
Yes, and we must specify what type of immortality.
I'll leave that up to you.
All right, the type of immortality, as Seth described earlier, is basically just Wolverine immortality, where you basically cannot die. Or another good example would be The Old Guard, that movie that came out recently. Basically, you heal. Basically, if you get hurt, you heal up, and pretty much no matter what happens to you, you pretty much can't die, and you don't lose that immortality either. We'll just go with that as well.
Where's the thrill? Where's the thrill of drinking five-hour energies if you can't die?
That's it?
I mean,
Imagine playing Russian roulette and you can't die.
The absence of threats makes life meaningless, right? Is that what you're
Exactly.
saying? Okay.
This goes with the philosophical concept of consequentialism. Do I know anything about it? No, but the name is self-explanatory.
No more than I know about it. I didn't know it was a thing. So
Yeah, I should probably Google it.
okay. Well, I'll present sort of a counter argument. I don't know why I thought of this because it's not really immortality, but the first thing I thought of was the movie Groundhog Day, which is different because you're still repeating time, but there's like a scene where he like tries to die a bunch of times and he can't because he just keeps resetting the day. And I guess it's different, but in the same way, like if you were immortal, you could basically just like, I mean, you could learn from your mistakes because say you like make a fatal mistake doing something and you would normally die. You could perfect how you do things so like you wouldn't make mistakes and accidentally die, I guess. And also for combat, but that might be moving into a second point.
again, with the combat, like the Old Guard comes back into the discussion because these people basically living for hundreds of years have perfected their combat abilities. So, but
Yeah,
I
you have
mean
more freedom.
that depends on how you want to spend your immortality. Do you want to spend your immortality, fighting forever? In that case, you basically become the perfect warrior, or do you want to spend your immortality by gaining new experiences? Like, we don't have very good space travel right now, but you could basically get to live the entire time that humans get to develop space travel, and then basically get to go explore the galaxy while also being able to remember memes from 2020 as the only thing that should be worth remembered of this year.
I think to play into your point a little bit, there was a recent graphic novel that I think Keanu Reeves wrote it, and it's essentially like he's the immortal warrior who becomes like the perfect like John Wick type of warrior because he's immortal and he can't die.
Yeah, like if you're in a fighting scenario, you could just like start a fight and you know nothing, and the guy could just like stab you a bunch or whatever, and you can't die. So like it's another way of thinking of it. It'd be like almost like a video game. It's like really hard, but like you can die in the video game, but you can't die. You can just stop playing. So it's like you could just keep doing it. Like you could play something like Dark Souls and you could die like repeatedly. But if you're never actually dying, I guess that's a different type of immortality because it's like reviving. But still, if you have enough time and patience, you could get good at anything. You could be like the ultimate fighter. You could be the ultimate at a lot of things because you have all the time in the world.
With time and patience, therein lies the rub, my good sir. So if you think about Tolkien, why are the humans the only people who are really, getting in there and getting stuff done. That's because the elves and people like that, they just live forever. Therefore, there's not that same kind of drive to do things. There's not the same kind of drive to figure out what you even want. You have all the time in the world. Imagine if you have a homework assignment and an infinite deadline. When would you finish that homework assignment?
Yeah, give or take 2 million years.
Never.
I just launched my phone across the room by accident, but oh well.
That is a good point. Deadlines add purpose to things.
Speaking
Why
of,
would you want that kind of stress on yourself? With an infinite amount of time, yes, you're putting stuff off, but eventually you'll get around to it. And now you have all the time in the world to play all the video games you probably, have to put off because you have to do work or something, or learn a new skill. Like, say you wanted to learn the violin, but just never really had the time or money. Now you can just, wait 100 years to build up the amount of funds and, take those violin lessons you always wanted. You now have literally all the time in the world to do all the things you wanted. And you don't have to worry about, allocating what goes to what, because, you could die at any time.
But doesn't that allocation also give purpose? Let's picture all of a sudden that you have infinite time, correct? But what is infinity? Infinity is almost within itself a lack of definition. It is everything, and therefore it is also nothing.
That infinite time, just think you may be able to accomplish things you might not get to accomplish, if you had a relatively normal life. But what about all the friends and people you get to know? You outlive them by, however long you're alive, immortal. So you may get to know these people and make relationship with them, but it doesn't truly matter because you're going to outlive them. You're going to watch them grow old and die. So is there really any purpose to it?
But if you die young, then you're just putting the same thing on other people, because other people are going to get to know you and then they're going to be sad because you died.
True, but then the relationship, I feel, is more purposeful and more meaningful than just, outliving people.
It's now or never, do or die, or ride or die, as the kids these days say.
Scooter gang.
Scooter gang, what?
I think it was from Alex. Yeah, it was from Alex's video.
Oh yeah, Scooter gang and skateboard gang. Yep, obscure film company plug.
Yes, go watch Obscure Film Company on YouTube.
I mean, the whole thing with the relationships, I guess, could depend on your mindset going into immortality. Would you be able to basically accept the fact that other people die and just enjoy life? For example, the Asari from the Mass Effect universe, they outlive pretty much every other species, and they've gained the mindset that, yeah, they'll outlive most of their partners except for Krogan. Because they live for like 1,000 years and everybody else dies younger than them. So they just come to accept the fact this is reality and are perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, and since you have infinity to work this stuff out, I feel like probably after a few hundred years you would start getting a bit more mature about it. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like saying like, oh, you're going to outlive everyone, that's true, but like, even if you're not immortal, if they're not the one that dies, then you're the one who dies. Like, everybody's going to die at some point. The only thing that changes is if you're immortal, you're not the one who dies. But you're always going to lose relationships eventually.
All right, I think we got to bring this debate to a close pretty soon. I don't know if there are any big closing arguments.
I don't have any.
Well, if you're immortal, you get to enjoy all the tea, coffee, 5-hour energy drinks you want without having to worry about dying. You could go on a bender for a millennia of just drinking nothing but 5-hour energy and still be alive to enjoy more. So there.
Dang, I could live my dream of actually being a Kyle and drinking a bunch of Monster without any after effects.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about any negative effects.
All right, I think you guys won this. See you next week.
Yeah.